This is Goals with Soul, the podcast for visionary coaches and entrepreneurs, building your business with inspired action. In alignment with your mission and authentic message, so you can create impact for your soul clients and feel lit up every day. I'm your host, Jo Ingram, married mum of 3 daughters from London and a former ad agency director turned business coach and strategist. In Goals with Soul, we blend revenue generation with energetics, marketing strategies with pranic healing, and ambitious business goals with our soul's desires. If you're looking to build your business with less efforting and more ease, this is the podcast for you. Let's dive in. There's so much to worry about when you're building your own business. At first, you worry, how the heck am I going to make enough money to pay the bills? How am I ever going to become as successful as these other coaches I can see? How am I ever going to solve the problem in front of me, whether that's my messaging or growing my social media following? How am I going to do this? And the worries can get overwhelming. I know this because that was my exact experience after I left my job in corporate. Well, to be a lot more clear about that, I lost my job in corporate. I was made redundant, or as they say in the US, I was laid off, and that was right at the start of the pandemic. Really frightening time to feel like the money wasn't flowing and to be building a business for the first time as an entrepreneur. And I felt all the feels, I felt the anxiety, and I asked myself, can I do this? What do I need to find within myself in order to do this? And the truth is, it comes back to trust and to certainty. And entrepreneurs, coaches, people that do big things have something that others don't, which is a certainty and a belief that it is going to happen for them. And this certainty, whilst it might waver, doesn't disappear or doesn't go away just because they're failing at something in the moment or because something doesn't seem to be going their way. And leaning into trust and certainty over and over, time and time again, is, I promise you, my friend, one of the most constructive things you can do so you can stay the distance and be one of the entrepreneurs that through your tenacity goes all the way to making your business a thriving success that, of course, brings you the income and creates wild impact in others, and so you feel lit up every day. Now, I was actually asked a question about trust on a recent Q&A call in Time to Rise, and this came up for me just so fluently and with such clarity that I wanted to share what I said on that call. So we're going to switch now to the audio of how I learned to lean into trust. Well, first of all, take a moment and congratulate yourself that you're taking such a bold step and you're backing yourself, you're investing in yourself, this time, energy, money, all the things, because ultimately you have a core of belief that's running through you that knows that you can do this. But then we've got to unpack all of those layers of onion around us. That's like, oh yeah, but can I? And maybe I can't. And what did she say? And this one doesn't support me. But I failed on that. And that post nobody liked. It just layers on all this stuff around us. But what I found to be so true, and I love you raised the question of trust, is this piece, and the spiritual piece just gave me so much in the area of trust, because I had major trust issues, not like in a sense of, well, I suppose I have actually thinking about it. No, my ex-husband did have an affair. I mean, that happened, right? So I was thinking nothing's ever happened to me, but yeah, I guess that happened to me, but I clearly don't link the two at this point. But the reality is that the universe and spirit is something that only recently I've realized is where trust comes from. And I felt really uncomfortable about this because it sounds pseudo-religious. And I've never really considered myself a religious person. Although I have a religion I was born with, I never really practiced religion. And moving into a spiritual place and following law of attraction and getting into understanding about energy and vibration. And if you want to call the universe God or spirit God, or you're religious and it's just God, which is awesome too. Because I believe it's all the same thing. And what we're talking really is about living in a universe of vibrational energy, and that we are all divine beings who have the ability to link into the energy around us or choose not to through our thoughts and feelings. And when that clicked into place for me, I realized, and I had a really, really moving experience actually during a breathwork session. Breathwork session was one that was about going back to the inner child. And I actually pictured myself as it was a memory where I was about 2 years old and my baby sister had been born. And I clearly was a very jealous older sister, because I was stood in the downstairs lounge of my parents' home and I knew that my mother and sister were upstairs, and I felt utterly alone and decided that only I could look after myself at this point. I was like, oh my God, I decided that at 2. I came up with this idea because my mum had another baby. It's like, I rolled my eyes like, really? That's the big moment? Apparently so. But, this is how children take on trauma and stuff, right? I felt abandoned. So decided that from that point onwards, I am the most capable person in the room. I take care of me. If I want something doing or doing it right, I do it myself. And I formed this web of belief, which actually as an adult led me to believe that I didn't actually trust anything or anyone else. I only trusted in myself, which has obviously become a problem in building a business, because I didn't want to delegate. I was doing all the work myself. I wasn't open to collaborations. I thought I was, and yet I wasn't finding any, energetically blocking it. And in this breathwork session, what actually happened was I had this amazing experience where I realized that I am fully supported by the universe. It was like this. I was like, oh, I'm completely supported by the universe. It's like a spiritual moment. And the truth is, we're all supported by spirit, the universe, if we allow ourselves to feel it. And that's about the trust. And sometimes what I do now when things feel unsteady and the ground beneath my feet feels, like quicksand or like gravel, and I'm not sure where my footing is in any part of my life, I try and remind myself that whatever is happening in the moment, whatever the doubt is, it's all going to work out for the best if I just trust. And working out for the best doesn't mean everything's going to go the way I want it to go, because trust is that there's a larger design. And even if right now that was shit and that was not the result I was after, there's obviously some reason for this. And if I trust that, I'm going to be very resilient going through those ups and downs. And look, if somebody that's less spiritual would be just like, yeah, but it might just be shit. It's like, yeah, but imagine if you had a mindset that said, even though this is not good right now, I trust that things will get better, and it will all become clear why I'm going through this self-doubt, why this bad thing happened. Well, you're going to have a better outcome one way or the other. So irrespective of whether you believe it's psychology and mindset or whether you do believe it's spiritual, I believe that the outcome of trusting the universe is a safe place and we are all supported, is actually one of the best ways of building a business. I mean, we all go through it. We're all connected. This is the human experience. And, funnily enough, who knew that building a business would bring this out? I certainly didn't expect to be running business groups, having conversations like this. And I'm so happy that I get to do this, because this is the fun. It's the fun in the process. And we each get to work with people who see things similarly. And we all get to have these conversations when we're authentic and we speak our truth and we call in people that see us because they see things that are similar in them.
If you would like to get results for your business, trust that you can keep moving forward, get clarity on your messaging and start to magnetize your soul clients, then I'm looking for 2 coaches this month who want to join me so you can be personally mentored through my magnetic messaging method and gain all the skills as well as the mindset shifts that you need in order to build your business by connecting and attracting your soul clients. If that's you, simply jump onto my Instagram, which is @IamJo.Ingram, and DM me the word clients and I'll share all the details with you. Of course, if you're not on Instagram, simply email me at jo@IamJoIngram.com. I cannot wait to hear from you, and have an inspired action day full of trust and belief, and we'll speak soon. Take care. Bye now.